So, having this conversation with my mother, I come home from school after the play and I'm so excited. I feel like I am floating, literally floating, and I'm so excited to tell her. And ironically, my mother was not there at the play because she was at work. So my mother was a single mom at the time and worked a lot. So I came home and I was like, Mom, I wish you could have been there. Like, it was so exciting. And I'm, telling her all the things and, how everybody was clapping and enjoyed the play. And I got so many congratulations and blah, blah, blah. And my mom was just like, wow, that's great. Like, I'm really happy for you. So to tell you a little bit about my mom, so I mentioned she worked hard, single mom. My mother was also a very practical person. So definitely a person that I got my survival skills from without question. A combination of her and my dad for different reasons. But my mom at the time was a hustler. So she kept, a main job, a side job. And ironically, my mother made, a lot of side money at the time using her creative gifts and talents. My mother is a singer. At the time, she booked a lot of singing gigs. She sang in a band. Couple bands over time, and she also modeled, and so she was forever doing something on the weekends in addition to her regular job. So here I come, with all these stars in my eyes about what I wanted to do and make this my main job. This is really what I want to study and learn more about. And she said, that is not practical. And I thought, practical? What else do I need other than this is what I want to do and I think I have a talent to do it? And what she said to me was life-changing in the sense that what she said was, the food that someone else brings to your table, be it a man or otherwise, the food that someone else brings to your table, don't ever let that be the only food you have to eat. Always be able to take care of yourself and rely on no one else to take care of you. And in order to do that, you need education and you need a job. You need a career so that you can walk away from anything or anyone that you want to whenever you get ready without any fear of not being able to survive. And so she planted the seed of what a psychiatrist was, now planting the seed of what it meant to be an adult, a responsible one, and be responsible for myself. But she also, unknowing or knowing, who knows, because I definitely feel like her intentions were good and it was a lesson that I needed to learn and know. But she also planted the seed of, could acting only be just a hobby or something that I do for fun? But it is not something that's going to pay your bills or feed you. And so I thought, well, let me think again about this psychiatry thing. Let me think back on that, because I did want to go to college. I just wasn't sure at the time what I wanted to study, or wasn't sure now with acting being introduced if psychology was I really wanted to study, but I wasn't sure if I wanted to stick to that. So I went back and I did in fact study psychology. In fact, I earned a degree in it. I went to Michigan State University in Lansing, Michigan. I earned a Bachelor's of Arts degree in psychology. And then I got done. I was so proud of myself because I went through a lot of ins and outs with that too. Made it through. But I thought, what now? Because what I will tell you is that my love for acting, my love for dance and for music and for creativity, that never went away. I must have thought 100 times about changing my major at the time, but that seed that my mom planted, it stayed there. And it bloomed. And so after I left there, I knew grad school was going to be in my future. It had to be, because I couldn't become a psychiatrist without it, which was my ultimate goal. And so I started looking for graduate schools to apply to. I took some time off. I started working. I was a crisis responder. I ran a hotline. had a choice between two jobs post-graduation at Michigan State. I was either going to be a 911 operator. I got offered that job, and I got offered another job to run a domestic violence hotline, answering calls for DV victims. And so I took the job working with the Domestic Violence Coalition. And so I worked that job, stacked my money, and was applying for grad school. And so that was a process, because in that time I thought too, as a psychiatrist, do I really want to prescribe people medication? I thought about it, and the answer ended up being no, that I really wanted to connect with people. I wanted to learn more about people, about just the way the human brain works, and really wanted to go more the therapy route. And so that's what I did. I learned that as a social worker, I could become a licensed clinician and do the same thing that a psychiatrist would, minus prescribing medication. So that's what I did. I got my stuff together. I had planned to move to DC because I got accepted into the social work program at the Howard University in Washington, DC. And that's where I went. And so I received my master's from Howard, and it has been a journey ever since. I've had every job as a social worker known to man, with the exception of Child Protective Services, which I refused to do. I got to actually offered a job to do that in two different departments. I was pretty much told, take your pick. We'll take you in either one. We appreciate and value your skills in either one. So you get to decide, and I turned them both down. Just something that I just could not do. We'll talk a little bit about that later too, but yeah, so that was that. And after I finished grad school, I became a parent. After that, right after that, actually, during that, actually, you'll learn more about that later as well. But so the journey of becoming a mother and becoming a professional, working towards hours for my licensure, and my career just kind of took off from there in that lane. But what I will promise you is that acting never, ever, ever left. That feeling on that stage, that desire, the lights, all of the things never left me. And so I did a few plays actually in grad school and as a parent, actually, when my son was really small. And so it has been a journey. It has been quite the journey. And so I remember praying to God, like, I don't want to let either one of these things go. How can I marry my two loves, the love of people and the love of creativity and self-expression? And so here we are, all these many years later. That is how we arrived here. Neither one of those things ever left me. I'm so grateful that I'm still on that journey, still on the journey of helping people, pouring into people. And what's interesting is what I like to tell clients today. I still tell them today that they teach me as much as they feel that I teach them, because my goal has always been to be the teacher, but also the student. And I feel the same way about acting. It's sharing with people and expressing to people what acting does for me. But when I've come across some great teachers, my current acting coach is the best teacher that I've had ever to this point in my career. I learned so much. I'm a sponge, and I want to learn from other actors, other creatives, because that's a process as well. There's so much to be gained when you are in the presence of just humanity. And so that's how we here. That is how we are here. That is how the Purest Reflection came to be. And I look forward to more story times like this, because I got some stories. But wanting to share more, impart more of what I know about, again, mental illness, mental health, wellness, and just learning, still wanting to be that student. I hope I am a student until the day I am no longer here. So I invite you to come along on this journey with me. I invite you to participate in the comments. I invite you to subscribe to the channel. And let's just talk, let's just talk, build community. Let this be a soft place to land, for be it information, or for be it, connecting with others like you. And I hope that you get something from what I have to offer. That is the hope and the goal. So I thank y'all so much for taking the time to watch this video. And also, you can follow me too. I'm everywhere. Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, as well as here on YouTube. So I invite you to join. And if you like it, I invite you to subscribe. Keep checking me out. And so I just want to leave with you. I encourage you all to do just a little bit more today so that you can see things change a whole lot in time. All right, take that with you, and in the meantime, y'all be cool. Bye.